Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome to our first budget meeting of 2022. And I believe we're going to start off with the clerk's office first, so those folks can do what they got to do and go home and have dinner, and then, well, you get to stay. But, so, all right.
So thank you, everyone, for coming.
We should have her stand in, that way they can hear you on the mic.
Probably got to,
Yeah, come on. Loud.
so that must be this one.
We know it's on now.
It's gotta be the other one.
But I killed that one. So let me just bring these back.
I would hope so.
Try that again. Again.
No, leave it on.
Oh, oh.
That was doing that.
You do get feedback that mic is over speaker.
There you go, perfect.
Okay. Mary Beth, please, take the stand.
Oh, my.
So, thank you, everyone. Good evening. So I'm here to discuss my budget. So it's pretty simple this year. Let's start out with, for myself, I am asking for no raise. I would like my deputy Kathy Miller, who has been with me for 11 plus years, I'm asking for a 6% raise. I am also asking for her to get 5 extra hours a week. So I'd like to bring her to 25 hours a week. The 75 annual hours that are allowed for a deputy to come to a board meeting, I'm asking to move that money in that line and to apply it to Kathy for her stipend for her deputy tax collector. Many years ago, the lines were split. It would be deputy tax collector, deputy clerk, so there'd be 2 lines. Now, a few years ago, it got combined into one. I'm asking to resplit the line to make it fair, that Kathy gets a stipend for the collection. She has been with me, like I said, for 11 years. She's a very dedicated employee. She never asks for time off. She is always here. She was always on time. In the past, personal feelings have been brought into budgets where if one wasn't liked, the others were suffered. And unfortunately, Kathy suffered because of me, because I was not liked by a prior administration. So I'd like to bring things back to where they were, to fairness. I do feel that she is deserving of a 6% raise and the 5 extra hours a week. We are a busy office. We do multiple things. And like I said, those 75 extra hours, especially now, it used to be years ago that you had a deputy with you when you were at the board meeting because there was no recordings and you kind of backed one another up. Now we have board meetings, even if I'm not here, I can pull it off of YouTube and do minutes. So it's no problem. I can watch it from anywhere I am. So it's no problem at all for that. Does anybody have any questions about that section? Go ahead, Keith.
Yes, I'm just concerned, will the 5 extra hours per week put her in a different competitive status or anything?
No, she's an exempt employee. Yeah, so she is an exempt employee. Kathy is just Kathy is the type of employee who goes outside the box. She is amazing in the office, Like I said, she does not ask for time off, very rarely. If she's out, it's for something major. And it's time to make things right. It's time to make things right. She is one of the longest employees here, and it's time to make things fair. And I do feel that a 6% raise is very fair for her. Does anybody else have any questions about the splitting of the lines of the tax collection? Okay. Go ahead, Mayor.
Where'd it go?
Well,
Because
Right.
last year.
Right.
Last year, when everybody got the raise,
right.
there was,
It was always under it was, like I said, prior administration, it was two. For many years, it was 2 lines, many years. And then it stopped, and it got combined into one. When Kathy had asked a prior bookkeeper about that, she said, "You get no stipend. There is no stipend," which was not true, because it was there.
no, I have seen it on paper.
Yes, it has been there on paper. I got it when I first started here in 2011 as a deputy tax collector. So that's what the problem is. And unfortunately, like I said, personal feelings were always brought into the picture. And it's not right. It's not right. And Kathy has suffered because of me. And I want to make things right. And it's time to make things right. She's here every day, on time, before the clock. She works extra hours if needed. She goes, if I ask her at a whim, "Kathy, can you stay all day?" It's never a problem. She is always there for the office and for me.
When you say it was combined or anything, was that done by resolution or anything?
It was combined, not by resolution, in the budget. Yes, and it was always separated out. The concept, I believe, was, as you looked at it, okay, you don't deputy tax collect all year long. It's, 6 months really, from January to the beginning of June. February being our busiest month. Okay, our busiest month. Some hours of the day you are doing deputy clerk, other hours of the day you're doing deputy tax collector. But it's time to bring the stipend back. That's why I want to take the money away from the 75 hours, which is unnecessary, and move it to the stipend line of deputy tax collector.
Thank you.
I just have a quick question. With the Granicus software, do we want to think about potentially, I guess, what's the plan for, in all reality, that's an agenda management type thing, but I guess it's also going to be used probably in the planning and zoning office as well.
I believe it's going to be, if it works here as well as we anticipate, I believe we're going to move it to just about every office, right?
Okay.
That's my gather. And that's the only other thing I question when we go down the line, that we're forgetting Kathy, put Kathy aside. Schools and conferences, I know that's going to be something that you're going to have to do a lot more learning on, right?
Right, and I always pay myself. I took a class in January.
So my point is, sometimes you have to take these classes or something like that, or go places, and they cost. So that might be something we need to look at a little further. And then software,
My software slightly went up in the software line, 420 line. We raised it just a little bit because BAS went up. My business automation system, which I use for my dog licenses and my handicap permits, that system went up a little bit in price, a little bit. The mileage I never use. Miscellaneous has always been $100 in that line. As far as tax collecting line, schools and conferences, dues, we lowered the dues a little bit. It was too high. Melanie and I lowered it from 600 to 500. No mileage. We did up the postage, though, because postage always goes up every year for tax collecting, especially. And the software has not gone up in price, so that we keep that at $2,000.
Does the Association of Towns come out of your budget, or does that come out of?
Doesn't come out of my budget, no. No. So like I said before, what I'm trying to do is make things right. And I think it's at a point where employees who show dedication and go outside the box, it's time to make things right. To reward them for always being there. And I hope that everyone would agree that Kathy has been a very dedicated employee to my office, to all of us. And it's time. It's just time to make things right for her.
Else have any other questions?
Nobody?
Thank you.
Nobody? Oh, okay. All right.
Well, we can make some up if you want.
Okay. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Melanie, did you want to come here? Or are you gonna-
Melanie, you're going to take care of the assessors, right?
Wait, so we were just trying to figure out a math problem here. So, the only issue that I actually see, so in the requested line item for, if we go to the second page, for Deborah Dougal,
Yes.
okay? 20 hours a week, 1803. The first figure is correct, the second figure is not.
Right.
So it should be
Yes.
18,746
Yes.
in the second column, right?
Right.
Okay, just confirming.
You know what, because, I never changed that, because she's at, what, $17 an hour?
Yes,
now, and
yes.
she could go up to $17.50.
Right.
I apologize, that was me.
Right.
I used last year's figures and then
Okay.
put in the new
Right.
ones, so that should be figured at, I think, $17.50.
Mhm.
Okay, so.
Yes, and she's on the 26-week probation.
Yeah.
Okay, so she gets.
Yeah, she's on the 26-week
after
probation.
6 months probation.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
In February.
Okay,
Right.
it should be 81, it should be 18,200. It's close enough to Melanie's original number.
Okay.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay, I was basing it off the 1803. No, you're good, you're
You know
good.
what, because I leave all the figures
Yeah.
as much as I can, and then the requests, I just,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Okay. No, thank you, Melanie, that was,
So the extra, if given the extra hours for the week, that is something that I can work out with Kathy in her schedule, however it works best for her, for the office. Okay. All right, thank you.
thank you, Melanie.
Thank you very much.
Mayor Bennett.
Everybody confuses us.
Huh?
No, he called you Melanie.
I said, thank you, Melanie.
Oh, yeah, Melanie Mary.
Sorry, Mayor Bennett.
Confuses us.
Okay.
The whole cleaning the other day, got the second one, was, "How did I do that?" I was like, "Oh." You ready for assessment?
Yeah, let's do the assessor.
So Garth is away, so he asked me to present his budget for him. And basically what Garth did was a 3% across the board. So I don't know if you want any questions or anything like that on it.
So do you know, 413 schools and conferences, this year it's 550, next year he's asking for 561. I'm looking at his line right now, and he spent none of that.
Correct.
Is that something that he's looking to spend sometime between now and the end of the year, or does that just kind of hang out every year?
I think, I don't believe he's ever used that line, to my knowledge.
The 414, the dues, I see he's spent $62 so far this year.
Correct.
He has a $500 budget, and he wants to increase it to 510. Do you know if he's expecting more dues?
He may. That one, he might have additional dues to do. I'm not sure.
Travel and mileage. Does he ever, I've never seen a voucher for mileage.
No. No, the assessor doesn't put in for mileage. I don't know whether he's actually doing any mileage or not. But, yeah, he's never used that line either. And the miscellaneous line, I believe he uses for office supplies and stuff like that.
Do you know the percentage of a raise that he got last year?
I don't believe he got a raise last year, because the prior year, he had gotten a very large raise.
Is that correct?
It was, I believe he had a raise, and then we kind of also put, I don't remember what it was, they put the line that was supposed to be somebody who was,
To do data processing.
go out, data processing, and push that over to him. and
Correct.
remind him. And that was a significant jump.
Yeah, I think last year he got the extra 15,000 from that
Right.
line.
Yeah, I believe it was the year before, yeah, the year prior, yeah.
So,
That's something just the board should probably take into
Yeah,
consideration
Yep.
that his salary almost doubled last year for the
Right.
same amount of time, so.
Right.
The OCS charges you'll see on there, there's only been $34.50, but that typically comes out in October. We usually get the bill for that. So you won't see that come out for a while. Okay. Any other questions?
Not for you. Not for you.
All right, thank you.
Is that all we have?
we did for the first one.
Okay.
Well, we have a long night.
No, I know we do. So I'll make motion that we adjourn this portion of our meeting to the regular portion at 7 o'clock.
Make the motion, I'll second it.
I make a motion we adjourn the first budget hearing of our budget meeting of our process.
2022.
Yep.
All in favor?
Second?
Aye. Well, he said he was second.